Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the India Today conclave here in Mumbai, where we are joined by a very special guest, someone well known to this part of the country because he delivered 8 budgets and 1 vote on account, delivered what many people believe was India's dream budget of the late 90s that brought taxation rates down, which is always supported by all of us, has played various roles, finance minister, home minister, and indeed, in his latest avatar, was the chairperson of the Congress Manifesto for 2024, which became a huge talking point. Please welcome Mr. P.Chidambaram. Mr. Chidambaram, let me start by asking you, and I want an honest answer. The reason I say it, politicians often don't give honest answers, if I may be allowed to say that. Were you also surprised by the Lok Sabha elections and the fact that the Congress party appeared to exceed all expectations by winning 99 seats?
I was not surprised by the results in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. I was unpleasantly surprised by the shortfall in Karnataka and Telangana, and I was pleasantly surprised by our success in the Hindi-speaking states.
So, the Hindi-speaking states is what surprised you?
Yes.
Particularly, presumably, the state of Uttar Pradesh, yes, along with Rajasthan and Haryana. But I want to ask you this, Mr. Chidambaram. At the end of the day, the Prime Minister of the country, for a record third time, or record equaling third time, is Narendra Modi ji. The BJP won 240 seats. The Congress has won 99. Even your India alliance taken together has won less than the BJP. Is there a acknowledgement that for all the rise in the Congress vote share and seats, we still have a BJP-led, Modi-led government? Does the Congress acknowledge that? Because sometimes you get the impression the Congress thinks they won the election.
No, I don't think anyone in the Congress says we won the election. The point is against the money, muscle and manipulation of the BJP, the numerous cases that he had instituted against the political opposition leaders, the freezing of the bank accounts of the Congress party on the eve of the election. We complain about what happened in Bangladesh and in Pakistan and in Venezuela, but nobody complains about, nobody protests about these enormous hurdles that were placed in the way of the opposition. We have overcome the obstacles and reduced BJP to less than a majority. My goal was, if BJP can be reduced to a majority, things will change. And I think we have achieved that goal, and we are entitled to celebrate achieving that goal.
Are you saying, therefore, the elections were not free and fair? Is P. Chidambaram saying that 2024 elections were not free and fair?
Of course, they were not free and fair. How can we fight an election with one hand or both hands tied behind our backs? Our bank accounts were frozen. Please understand that. Can you imagine any other country, say the American elections are going to take place, if the bank accounts of either one party or other party are frozen? Would you accept that as free and fair elections? They were substantially, people were allowed to vote, but there were so many hurdles placed in the way that they are less than fair and less than free.
You're saying that less than fair, less than free. There will be those who say, and we'll come to your manifesto which you brought with you in a moment, but the fact is that the Congress also claimed Samvidhan khatre mein hai. Rahul Gandhi was going around the country with a pocket constitution in his hand, claiming that the constitution was in danger if the BJP was re-elected. Did you willfully spread this misinformation, disinformation, that if the BJP comes to power, reservations will go and Samvidhan khatre mein hai? So, while the elections you claim are not free and fair, did the Congress also play fair?
The constitution was in danger. I have campaigned in hundreds of villages. You think The concern is only in a city like Mumbai or Delhi. In the villages, in that short 5-7 minute speech, I have pointed out that the constitution is in danger.
How?
Because they will amend the constitution. If you did not get the feeling in Delhi, after so many years in Delhi, that they were preparing to amend the constitution, I think you are naive. Even after getting only 240 seats, they are planning to amend the constitution.
Mr. Chidambaram, the Congress party didn't just say amend the constitution. They said reservations will be taken away.
Of course it will
You
be
really
taken.
believe that reservations would be taken away by any government today in India?
It's not any government. It's Modi government. And Modi government will not hesitate to take away reservations or dilute reservations. What have they done? The 10% EWS, 10% EWS is a dilution of reservation.
Economically weaker sections getting 10% reservations.
Economically weaker sections minus the weaker sections of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBC. So what is it? Economic weaker sections of the 10% of India.
Cleared by the Supreme Court, Mr. Chidambaram. The Supreme Court ruled it constitutional. So when you say Samvidhan khatre mein hai, I want clarity. What is the Samvidhan khatre mein hai that you are claiming that you all went around the country talking about?
Let's talk about a minute about the Supreme Court judgment. 5 judges divided 3:2. Have you read the 2 powerful dissents by 2 of the most brilliant judges? So one day that 3:2 can be overturned. And I hope that that 3:2 is overturned soon.
Because there were two explanations given by some, among many, for the Congress's relatively better performance in the Lok Sabha. One was this Samvidhan Khatre Mein Hai, which was seen as fear-mongering, especially among backward castes and Dalits. The others were the SOPs in the so-called Nyay Patra, or the Nyay Patra that you call it. You were the manifesto in chief, which included giving 1 lakh per year to every woman from a BPL, below poverty line family. 1 lakh. Now many believe this is just not possible. You would not have had the budget to actually give every woman from a poor family in this country 1 lakh a year. Do you concede that you all also, in your own way, as your critics are claiming, tried to bribe the voter?
It's not 1 lakh to every woman. Please understand. Surely your wife and my wife will not get 1 lakh. None in this hall would get 1 lakh. It's 1 lakh to poor families. It's 1 lakh to poor families.
1 lakh per year to every poor Indian family under the Mahalakshmi.
You are missing the word poor. That's the crucial word.
No, but that still is a very large number of people.
No, it is a large number. I'm glad you accept that it is a large number, because the Niti Aayog puts out the number that there are no poor in this country, and the chief executive says if there are poor, it will be less than 5%. So you stand by one or the other. If the poor of this country are less than 5%, this promise applies only to that 5%. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, when you read the manifesto, there are a very large number of poor people. But if you sit with Mr. Modi and his team, you accept that only 5% are poor. You tell me, what is the number of poor in this country?